Mario Lemieux was a Pittsburgh Penguin, former NHL star, who during his career scored over 690 goals and over 1,000 assists. As the team faced bankruptcy in the 90s, Mario Lemieux fought with the banks and he ended up buying the team. So you might be asking yourself, what was his toughest opponent? Was it one of the teams that he had played, or one of the banks and the owners that he had to deal with? And the answer is, it was actually Hodgkin's lymphoma. Good afternoon, my name is McKenzie, and today I'm going to be giving you an informative brief on Hodgkin's lymphoma. Hodgkin's lymphoma is a type of cancer that affects nearly 75,000 people each year. While it is highly treatable, if the cancer is left untreated, it can cause death. As a matter of fact, 21,000 deaths every year from Hodgkin's lymphoma. There are 3 points of interest that I'm going to talk to you today about. And those are 1, the causes, 2, the symptoms and the diagnosis, and lastly, we're going to talk about survivability and the treatments available. All the information in this brief was from the National Cancer Institute, the Mayo Clinic, and also lymphomainfo.net. Starting with the causes, doctors really don't know what the actual cause is. It can be linked to certain chemicals and pesticides. Most of the chemicals that are found in cigarette smoke have been linked to lymphoma. However, it's not the root cause. What doctors do know is that it is not genetic and that it tends to attack people that have weakened immune systems, like HIV and AIDS patients. So now that we know that the causes are widely unknown, let's talk about the symptoms and how it actually gets diagnosed. The symptoms are very general. They can, however, include profuse night sweats, a sudden weight loss, and swollen lymph nodes. The lymph nodes are on both sides of your body. This information book that I'm going to pass around to everybody will show you on page 5 actually where the lymph nodes are. You can open it up. Okay, so we have swelling of the lymph nodes, excessive sweating, and we also have sudden or rapid weight loss. To go along with that, there is also a persistent cough that can produce the phlegm and everything, and that could also be one of the causes, or one of the symptoms rather. The diagnosis, just like any cancer, it is usually done through a biopsy. They can either take the biopsy from the bone marrow, or they can take it from the lymph node itself. Other means are a chest x-ray. Lymphoma will show up as an abnormality on a chest x-ray. Also from use of PET scans and CAT scans. So now that we have talked about the diagnosis, let's go ahead into the treatment options that are available. Much like most cancers, the treatment options are chemotherapy, and then we also have radiation. And depending on what stage the lymphoma is in, 1 through 4, will determine the actual treatment that you're going to get. The survivability for the cancer in stage 1 and 2 is 90%. So if you get the treatment started right away and you find the cancer right away, you have a 90% survival rating. As the stages go up, the survival rating will go down slightly. According to the National Cancer Institute, stage 3 has an 85% survival rate, and even the worst at stage 4 still has an 80% survival rate. So it is very treatable and very survivable. Okay, moving on. In closing, Hodgkin's disease can affect any number of different people. There's no real age demographic, so it can attack any age demographic at any time. The symptoms can be confused, anything from a common cold to the flu. For example, my wife, who I'm happy to say has beat cancer, was misdiagnosed 3 times, either with asthma or an allergy, and here it was Hodgkin's lymphoma the whole time. So it can be easily misdiagnosed. However, the survivability rates are very high, And again, we talked about the treatment options, chemo and radiation. So just remember that Hodgkin's lymphoma, it is a type of cancer that can strike anyone at any time. My wife was one of those people. She was diagnosed last year and fought with Hodgkin's lymphoma for 8 months. She had to go through the chemo, and then afterwards she had to go through radiation as well. It attacks anybody, even if you live a relatively healthy lifestyle, it can attack you. So if any of these symptoms come up, make sure that you get them checked out right away. I'll close with a quote from my doctor, my wife's doctor rather, and he had said many times that if you had to pick a cancer, this would be the one you would want to have, and that's in regards to its survivability and it's easily treatable. Just remember, if you're in doubt, get it checked out. Okay, I thank you for your time. If you have any questions, I can answer them at this time.